That's a tough one. Because I haven't done market research on courses or education or tracks on entrepreneurship, so it's kind of a difficult one.
But just from what you have seen,
from what I've seen and what I've heard, I think there's okay. I'm gonna go. Simplify matters to the point of being dangerous. Okay.
Yes.
So
always good. We can always backpedal afterward.
Exactly. You can always cut it out.
Nuance can always be added.
Exactly. We can always. So we will need nuance later on. Trust me. But simplifying things to a stupid extent. You have one stream of teaching entrepreneurship, which basically comes down like, look, I've been reading a little bit about teaching entrepreneurship, and I've had my own business, and I will tell you how it's done.
Basically with an N equals 1.
Exactly. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. I earned a Tesla, no matter if they just basically lucked out with good market conditions and stepping into the right market for some kind of weird reason. And then based on that experience, between quotation marks, telling people how they should be doing it. Again, dangerously simplified, but this is the more pragmatic approach.
I've met these types of people.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that you should not be listening to them, because in many things they will probably be right. But you can, from an academic viewpoint, you can always ask, so how solid is this conceptually?
You should ask that always.
I think you should. At least you should ask yourself, do I understand it at a conceptual level, and does it still make sense at that level? Then we can take it, actually, this is a nice bridge to the other side, which is teaching entrepreneurship from an academic perspective, which is like, okay, we've done the Ennis 3,000 studies, and we know based on these statistics that successful entrepreneurs are people who tick these and these and these boxes, and they make a business plan that consists of these and these elements, and then we see that in this percentage of cases the success follows. Hence, you should be doing, well, firstly, you should start by being born as this and this kind of person, and then make this and this kind of business plan, and then manage your business in such and such a sort of way. And then everything should, it's an alignment for success. And there's no guarantee of success, but there's a good chance of success. And again, I think that is, if you take that as gospel, it's obviously dangerous, because, okay, then statistically your chance of success is going to be indeed, what is it, 17% or something? I don't know. What is the failure rate of new businesses? Is it remarkably high, okay?
Right, yeah.
Higher than 50% generally. Okay, then you're going to fall into that, what is it, percent bracket? Or maybe not, and your business is going to fail. Obviously, what you want is that in your N-1 case, your business is going to succeed. And I think neither perspective is going to be helpful. So either, looking across a very large population and say, based on statistics, this is what you should be doing. Or the other hand, this is my personal experience, so you should be doing it the same way as I did. Neither is going to help. What is going to work is if you have flexibility, being able to dynamically respond to the situation that you encounter.
Yeah, I agree with you that you have these two extremes, these two extreme positions.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a very often. So I encountered both worlds as well. Yeah, the ones that say, "Oh, I did it. I know what I'm doing."
Yeah. On the receiving end.
On the receiving end.
Both.
Yeah. And the ones that have been, let me just call it preaching for now.
Yeah.
Have been preaching, but have never done it.
Exactly.
And I think both are very dangerous to take as any type of proof, especially the ones that say, I did it, see, and that do not like follow-up questions that go more in depth, because they are very allergic against that, I noticed. Whereas the other end is just as allergic against it when you ask in-depth questions about practical implementation.
Yeah.
And I think whenever you encounter someone like that, on whichever end of the spectrum that we just described is, take a step back and ask yourself, is this the advice that I can actually learn something from?
Exactly. Yeah, that is true. And mind you, I'm kind of hesitant, and I really don't want to put everybody who tries to teach people about entrepreneurship into the same corner.
Oh, of course,
the same two corners. I mean, obviously, there's a huge number of people who actually respond very well to questions that they cannot answer.
Yeah.
I mean, because that happens to all of us, right? You get a student or somebody who wants to learn from you, and he or she asks a question, and you generally don't know. We're all human, right?
Yeah,
so,
right,
I mean, what's wrong with just saying, okay,
I don't know.
Let's see if we can find out.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Exactly. Or, this is my best guess. I may very well be wrong, but this is what I intuitively feel, and, do whatever you want. I think that's the only reasonable response in a case like that.